I didn't have the conviction or the confidence to do anything about it and say anything about it. And at this point, I just didn't have it in me. And
Yeah.
I don't know. There are all kinds of decisions where I'm just like, I was not anywhere close to my best.
Everywhere I want to be, you're already an investor. So tell me about.
I don't know, man. I love investing. I love being able to do this. I want to be the best at everything I do, and I have a lot of motivation. I still feel like we're in the earliest days of it. Not even a year old now with 776, but I don't know. I think the thing that's the most fun right now, man, is in the last year or two, everything's been upended. And COVID just accelerated so much in so many industries, including even investing, right? And you're seeing, just like Substack unbundled journalists, Twitter, we're really in a bunch of back office stuff, unbundled investing. It's been fun because I've had more and more friends of mine who are in different industries, who have a little bit of money, who want to be a part of these startups now that we've been able to bring in and stuff. And I think it's a great time to be starting a new firm. And I just, the universe is sorting it all out, man.
That's a very kind of contra Silicon Valley wisdom position, right? Everyone's saying like, oh, it's too crowded. There's too many firms. Everybody seems to have a firm.
Yeah.
Why is it a good time?
I think if you look at the people who are complaining the most, they're not often the people who are winning. And yeah, it doesn't feel good to lose, but competition raises the bar, makes it better for everyone. Even when we see even when there are companies that get funded that I didn't even hear about, on the one hand, I'm like, damn, I didn't hear about it. But I'm like, cool, that's great. Like, this looks like a good company that's going to make things better. And I don't know, it's hard to be bitter.
Well, it's good for you and I in a way, because both of us have platforms. We've been successful. When you show up, I think people are excited. You get a lot of inbound deal flow. Same is true like with me and putting content out there.
Sure. Loving the content game, Justin, coming out strong.
Yeah, it's like my favorite thing to do. I love doing it. Like I just, when I wake up and I think about what I want to do, it's like I love to meet people and learn about ideas. So that's investing. And then I love to think about how to tell stories, and that's content. And so I think of this last year, I really found my joy of like the things that I love to do. And I always thought, I always have this big picture in my head of like, oh, I need to be a startup founder because that's all the people I admired, or Paul Graham, or my mom was an entrepreneur, but then like I didn't actually love doing the things that you need to do as an entrepreneur, right? Like wake up and manage a team and like grind on a product. Yeah. What I was going to ask you is like, why name your fund anything at all? Why not just call it? Because I think you're right. Like people want people. Yeah. They want Alexis. They want Justin. Why not just call it Alexis Ohanian Fund?
I think back to successes that I've had, and I realized in a way I was celebrating the cook. And this is a chance to say, all right, let's do the work and try to do even better, to try to find an even greater range of entrepreneurs across a greater range of industries, and just be more intentional about it every step of the way. I don't know, man. I think I really believe in the power of storytelling. I believe in the power of creating brands, and so 776 is going to be the last one that I create. I'm at an age and a point in my life where I know exactly what I want to do. I know how to do it. And I just want to go, and I want to build a team of people who I can support and help be great. And I want to build the next generation of investors. That's why we did open applications for our operating partner roles. Like I want to build something that scales beyond me, but I'm not a dumb in different ways, but I'm not a naive 21-year-old out of college starting my first company again. So many lessons learned. And I mean, look, I look forward to 10 years from now thinking the same thing about me, present day.
So what are some of those things that you would have gone back and, told yourself?
God, so many fucking things. The best thing and worst thing happened to me in the first year of founding Reddit. Cause like when we got to Y-Combinator, I think that was the first time I really felt like I didn't belong somewhere. And so I would have told myself, yo,
in
dude,
those early days of YC?
Yeah.
Like when you walk into,
Yeah.
Dude, I totally agree with you. I don't know if we ever talked about that, but like, I was like, I'm fucking dumb compared to these people.
It took me 20 years of my life, 21 years, for me to finally walk into a room and have someone be like, you don't belong here. The part I'd want to go back to imbue myself with is like, look, yeah, take some motivation from that, but cast it off as quickly as it was cast on you, and don't carry it, because like, this is a light burden to carry. Like at the end of the day, I get the benefit of the doubt 99.9% of the time, wherever I go, wherever I open my mouth. Even when I am totally unqualified to talk about something, people are still like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. I think things like that I fixated on and focused on were not always the right things. And I definitely had a way warped perception of just like how intense they were. And then, I mean, like 2 months into YC, my then girlfriend has this accident and, essentially a psychotic episode, and jumps out of a building. And I spent like 2 weeks in Germany with her and seeing all of that. And then her recovery for the next 6 months. It was the start of a depression that probably it certainly went all the way through to the acquisitions. Like that's a year, and probably another year after, because then like 2 months after she has her accident, my mom gets diagnosed with a terminal cancer. And like that, when you initially asked me that question of like, what are the things I would tell myself? It would be, one, like, cast off the things that you're going to take really personally and that are going to, maybe really motivate you, but have sort of just be a waste of energy harboring beyond that. And then 2, focus on actually getting help for the things that are really mattering. And that fog, that ever-present fog you're feeling, like that's not normal. And even the people who might be closest to you, maybe your best friends, just don't have we're kids. They don't have the ability to really be there and understand and all of that. And man, I mean, I should have absolutely been in therapy for that from jump. And instead I let myself, at work was my therapy. The work, and then occasionally, going out to party. Those were the extremes, but I found this weird Protestant style, like, let me work as hard as I can, as long as I can. Let me just, if I'm doing emails, then I'm not thinking about all the stuff that's happening, and I'm helping this business that I care so much about, and that's going to be the outlet. I can't change any of that stuff. So then the opportunity for us is, how do we create new norms to help our founders be more effective? Because I know, like, I don't know a percentage on it, but I was nowhere near as effective as I could have been or should have been. I didn't speak up in situations when I knew I should have, like the merger with Infogami. I don't know. There are all kinds of decisions where I'm just like, I was not anywhere close to my best. And the best thing I could do is try to make it better for founders going forward.
The thing I wanted to touch on was, like, you talked about, like, your depression extended after you guys sold Reddit. I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
2006, October. Everybody thinks, like, as a founder, you think, like, if I just get to that finish line, like, I'll be all good. But then it's interesting that you said your depression lasted, like, well beyond that. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, the things floating through my mind 16 months into starting a company where you're getting that kind of an acquisition offer where this is more money my parents have made their entire working lives that I got for 16 months. So, like, what kind of an asshole am I going to be to say I need to get more, which is another mindset shift that I just needed to have. But then there was also a part of me that was just like, you know what? The value of making the phone call to my mom to say, hey, we did it. Like, all of your belief in me for all these years has literally paid off. Like, here, it worked. Like, you did it. Like 4 months into Reddit, she gets the diagnosis. And when I saw her in the hospital and they were like, it's stage 4, glioblastoma multiforme, she's got maybe a year or 2 to live. Her first words to me were, I'm sorry. Like, her first words were, I'm sorry. This is going to be a distraction. This is going to be something keeping you away from doing. You already just had your girlfriend, in this horrible accident. Like, here's one more. Like, her mindset was so focused on my well-being. Only child, guilty as charged. That it felt like the least I could do to validate that. I don't know, man. It's just I certainly caution any founder against the idea. I will absolutely say, it's the money alone, the wealth alone is not going to, there will not be an end state. If anything, the goalposts move. This wonderful year happens and this great windfall happens, and it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's not even a 24-hour memory of celebration. It's like a 2-minute memory of celebration. But like the reality is, there just isn't I don't know. There's not an end point.
So what's the motivation now? Like you have that kind of wisdom. So what's the motivation on the investing side and to keep going?
I'm looking around at so many things that I want to be better, and investing is an amazing way to do that and get very well compensated for it. And so I want to use the superpowers I have for as long as I can to do something that's fun and mentally stimulating and that I'm 1,000% proud of.
One thing, it seems like you've been doing a lot of, this is like a personal interest of mine. I've finally gotten on the crypto train.
Finally.
And I'm like, yeah, finally. I feel like 8 years later or whatever, because like you went on Rogan a long time ago, right? And
yeah, I was trying to tell the world. Yeah, 2014,
Yeah.
I think, 2015.
Wow. And now it's finally, I'm finally converted. I should have listened a long time ago, but we're still waiting. What convinced me that crypto is interesting is we're finally starting to see consumer applications. I'm an advisor on this project called Audius, the Audius project.
Yeah.
It has like a
Music.
distributed, music that work. I actually thought they would never work technically, to be honest, but then now it's like starting to work, and we've started to see some of my other friends' projects work. Like, what do you think it looks like in the next couple of years? Like, what's going to happen?
I have the same North Star around like user experience. It has to be a great user experience to win. And we are starting to see it. Certainly around gaming, you've probably seen all the Axie Infinity stuff the last month or two. That marketplace.
Are you buying land in Axie Infinity?
I did buy it. I finally bought some land on Axie. I'm an angel investor. And then I was like, you know what? The real move is to buy land. So, my closest friends are all the guys I grew up with, and we've played video games since, first, second grade together. And I pitched them on Axie and Web3 gaming broadly, maybe like 6 months ago, last year. And they had the same reaction, which is just, this seems too clumsy. It's like, I got to do what to sign up. There's just a lot of steps. Even just like, I have to create a wallet. What? And now that the rails have gotten better and more seamless, and there's enough people and enough dollars flowing through it, and these games are actually like fun, I think gaming is going to see it move very quick. Also in So Rare, so you see it there with fantasy soccer, like. That one is a no-brainer because people are already wasting, they're including me, their hard-earned money for digital goods that are worthless outside of the game. And now that platforms like Twitch, shout out, exist for people to broadcast, I think you're going to see, you don't need the big marketing budget, right? You're seeing these flywheels spin up and so fucking fast. And the logic for gamers makes sense because if you've spent a bunch of money, you've given EA Sports a bunch of money or Activision a bunch of money and just have a trinket that's like nice to look at but utterly worthless versus one that could appreciate in value. And if you pride yourself on being there early and knowing about what's cool first, like you actually get rewarded for it. That mindset shift around games is just, I think it's going to that'll be the frontier for the next few years because it's real. Like it's truly global, and the user experience is pretty damn good, and it's only going to get better.
Curious how this plays out in terms of like creation of the metaverse. Is it like there's all these different like game, kind of private or decentralized game companies that create their own thing, or is there ever like some sort of melting together of all of this stuff?
There might be. It seems like there should be consolidation at some point. But I really don't feel confident saying what's going to happen here, because it is also, it's both right decentralized from the start, and it's also subject to the whims of communities in real time. And this is the meme stock phenomenon. Like, that is a glimpse into a new normal, because communities can organize rapidly, they can transact rapidly 24/7. And so maybe consolidation doesn't happen and there's just a ton of different metaverses, and then maybe someone tries to build something. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just talking
a metaverse aggregator.
Yeah, some aggregator. Yeah, then someone builds the the Reddit for metaverses. All the energy around crypto makes it feel like it's going to take longer to get to that consolidation phase, but maybe not. Maybe it will just speed up like everything else. I don't know. We should fund it. We'll fund it together, Justin.
I want to fund it. I just have no idea how to evaluate any of this stuff. I haven't funded any gaming stuff because I don't know what's going to work. You know, I actually haven't played game. When I tell people this, they're like fucking shocked, but I haven't played games in years.
I do think you should game more though, Justin, just to keep up the Twitch rep. You know, why don't you have a Twitch channel? Why don't you have a Twitch stream?
I'm a dad now. I don't know about you, but I don't have time for that shit, bro. I gotta do my parenting responsibilities.
The gaming hours have certainly gone down too.
People don't know this, but I think months living at your apartment, basically.
No.
Just going home to sleep.
No.
Just on the couch, playing
Really?
the same video game over and over again.
Was it months though?
We should have been working on a startup. It was like the whole summer of 2006. We had kind of given up on the startup. It wasn't working well. This was before we sold on eBay. And Emma and I would just come over to your house and like be fucking around, like while you theoretically worked on Reddit.
Theoretically,
like mostly. You told me that you would. I made you promise that like if Reddit made it, then you'd hire me on as a
driver.
As your driver.
Yeah. No, it's in your LinkedIn. There's a LinkedIn recommendation in there. But okay, Reddit did exit. Reddit did exit, but I definitely didn't make a full-time driver. Actually, this was before Uber too. I wasn't in a place in my life where I was ready to have a full-time driver, Justin, and then Uber showed up anyway. And you were busy building, Justin TV, so it all worked out.
Yeah, funny story about that logo that you drew me.
Yeah,
we can close on that. I hadn't thought of it for years, and then I was in LA last week, and I met one of my favorite YouTubers, this guy Eric. Have you seen him? He's like he grew to 1 million. He went from 0 to 1 million subscribers last year.
Wow!
Like in 2020. He said he got his start on Justin TV. Whoa. Like that was his first time he ever created content. Was on Justin TV, like not Twitch, but like actual Justin TV when he was like 13 years old or whatever. And he was like, "Yeah, your logo was this." Like blue gorilla with a camera.
Yes.
I had totally forgot about it.
Yes.
Yeah, Alexis drew that.
I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up now. Man, y'all were ahead of your time with this. It's so funny. So ahead of your time. Also, seriously, wait, what was I? Is there? I feel like there's some Justin TV stock or something I should have asked for the logo.
You probably should have asked for some stock. You've done all right though.
I actually think I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure you all offered and were like, "Hey, you should invest," or maybe I feel like Seibel papered everything. I think he papered the gorilla, but we got it all signed. Everyone did everything above board. I was just like, I don't care. You can have it. Good luck with your wild and crazy idea. I'll see if it turns into anything, let alone like 3 different billion-dollar companies. I do remember being asked to invest, and I remember thinking, I don't want to invest in friends because if I see them out, like if we're out partying,
you're gonna be like, why aren't you fucking working on your startup?
And I was like, that is the dumbest reason to not invest in people you know really well.
Steve also didn't invest for what it's worth. I remember he was like, yeah, I don't want to invest in friends. And then, so.
And little did we know that's all Silicon Valley investing is just invest in your friends. That's how Silicon Valley works.
Yep. Oh, you've done all right. All right, we're coming up on the hour, so thank you so much. I mean, this is amazing. This is a great way to spend my birthday.